Hello world, this is Edward Bevilacqua from Ciao Tutti, but I think it's Ciao Tutti, right?
Yes, grammatically should be ciao a tutti,
Okay.
but for fluidity purposes in the United States, I think that's pretty acceptable to say
Okay.
ciao tutti.
So I'm from Ciao Tutti and the Italian American Club, and I had the great pleasure today to be with Panevino, the two key people of Panevino,
Hello, everyone.
Vincenzo Granata and Mario Andreoni. Did I say that pretty well?
Yes,
Andreoni.
Andreoni.
Yes, that's really good.
Now, so we got lucky that it's two people from Italy.
Yes,
right?
we
How long
are.
have you been here?
I've been here 15 years in the United States.
How about
yes.
you, Mario?
28 years.
28 years.
Yes.
And we're going to hear a little bit more from Vincenzo in a second about his Italian roots. But, you know, we have a double bonus because Mario is from the same part of Italy as my family.
My father,
His father.
from Abruzzo.
What part were you from?
I'm from Trentino Alto Adige, North Italy.
Okay. And now what's the Abruzzo thing
Abruzzi?
versus
Abruzzo,
Abruzzo?
in Abruzzo, yeah. I mean,
It's the same,
really same,
interchangeable?
I mean, same thing.
Well, if you go back in history, actually, there should have been like a distinction between the region of Abruzzo, which was split in different little sections, which then became Abruzzi, and then kind of when you look at modern history, and then how everything reunited back then, it would be Abruzzo as of currently. But go back in history, the Abruzzi were spelled in a plural manner because there were actually little section of Abruzzo which were splitted, and therefore the name Abruzzi. That makes
Okay.
sense.
So if I go to Italy and I say Abruzzi, what are they going to say?
Well, they won't penalize you for it, but it's more the contemporary ways of Abruzzo. But there is an understanding
Can
of
I
what
say
it was.
it's dialect?
Yeah.
You can say, you know, coming from the United States, they will embrace you regardless of
Oh,
what you say.
beautiful. So now, Vincenzo, your Italian.
My Italian roots, yes. I was born in a city, a little city, 35 miles north of Bari, in the east region of Puglia, or probably better known to Americans as Apulia, probably because it's easier to pronounce and spell, Apulia, versus Puglia, which is Pugalia. It's a little more complicated for Americans usually to pronounce Puglia. So Puglia or Apulia is interchangeable as far as we're concerned in the United States, but I was born there about 41 years ago.
Now,
About, yes.
Okay.
Well, about because it's
you're not sure?
No, I'm very sure.
Okay.
Just say about today.
Okay.
So beautiful.
What month?
June.
Okay,
June, the month of June. So beautiful
How about you,
summer
Mark?
months.
November.
All right. So we don't have the same group.
No, we don't have
No,
the same
no.
birthday. And in the beautiful city of Andria, 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 which is again about 35 miles north of Bari, in the beautiful region of Puglia, which is on the east coast. If you look at Italy, as Americans call it, the booth,
Yeah.
I'm right on the hill.
Got it.
So it's like a little peninsula in the peninsula.
Okay.
So Andria,
And how long? When did you leave there?
I left there when I was 22 years old.
Okay.
22 years old. So
And
I
you went
traveled.
where?
I went a little bit all over Europe because I did attend hotel school, so I had the privilege to travel a little bit
Now,
all over Europe.
What did your dad do when you were growing up?
My dad was actually a very humble yet amazing man, and he used to be a motorcycle mechanic.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good.
So
How about you, Mario? Chef Mario.
What I come from, or
What does
my
your dad do?
My dad he do all street, bridges, construction guy.
Okay. Roads.
Roads, he travel all over the world. That's why I get it from him to travel.
When did you leave? How
I
old were you?
was, in 1985, so I was like 25, 26 years old, something like that. Yeah, pretty young.
Yeah, do a lot of people leave Rome that are born in Rome? Or do they stay? Do you meet many people here from Rome?
you know, there are actually, as a matter of fact, I met one person
In your
last
whole life?
week. No, she was from Rome. She's from Rome, and she's straight from Rome, and she's at the Mandarin Oriental. So, not many people from Rome that I know of, but those who emigrated probably were, you know, we're talking about probably 30, 40 years ago.
Mhm.
things are not as great in Italy right now as far as the economy, but I believe that being, that we are always with family in Italy, it's a little bit harder now to live,
Yeah.
just
To leave?
to leave and go away from the
Okay.
family. Because
Got it.
before was just a necessity.
Yeah.
Years before, you just
Right.
to emigrate
You
because
had to-
there's nothing
you
else
had
to
to,
do.
you had to make a living. You had
Yes.
to have food.
So now Papa and Mama still kind of support the
Oh, yeah, that's
sons
right. That's
and
a problem,
the daughters.
right?
Yeah, that's
You
why the
live at
Mama
home.
boy kind of stigma comes
Okay,
into play.
so we're
but
going to talk about
that's
that,
a
or we
different
would talk
story.
about cappuccino?
Whichever you prefer.
Let's talk about
sprout
cappuccino. Okay. So I had a great cup of cappuccino, which
Yeah.
was different
Yes. Well,
than here because of the, what do you call that, like a crown?
yeah. So the crown, basically, cappuccino. The word cappuccino means like really like a little cap on top of the cup. So, and that cap should really be made of steamed milk, which has been steamed to the point where it's not overwhelmingly hot,
Hmm.
to the point that the fat molecules are broken down, and therefore the milk cannot really be as dense as it should be.
Okay.
So it will spill all over as you move it.
Ah.
So in this case, what I very humbly proposed to you, which then I made for you, was a cappuccino milk that has been whole milk in this case, but you can make it with 2% milk, soy milk if you're vegan or vegetarian, so we can do that as well. The trick is not to overwhelm the milk with the heat. So if you keep still the fat molecule pretty much intact, so that cream will be nice and thick, and it will just adhere to the cup without spilling over.
Okay, now, where did you learn to make this?
Well, when I was in Italy, in the city of Andria, where I was born, because between the age of 13 and 16, I worked at a bar in Italy, and this, the notional bar that we have is different from the notional bar that we have in the United States. A
No
bar
slot
in
machine.
Italy, no, especially in south of Italy. So the bar is known in Italy as a place where you basically have your coffee, your pastry,
Okay, so in the
your
morning,
liquors here and
people go
there.
in for espresso,
Espresso,
and pastry.
cappuccino, pastry. Yeah.
Okay.
Brioche.
And then
But-
at lunch, you get a little sandwich?
No, actually,
Yes, you can have a little aperitivo.
At 10
We
o'clock in
call
the
it
morning.
aperitivo,
Like
so
for your
just
coffee
before
break?
lunch.
Okay.
Or you can have a coffee break as well. But it's a place where you don't necessarily go to drink alcohol, although now it
But
comes.
after work?
Afterwards, you
home?
can have an espresso.
Okay.
Or-
What about after work? Before you go home? Or do you leave work and you go home?
When you leave work, you can still stop there. Occasionally have a drink, but mostly it's really like you go there to eat pastries. Maybe
Okay.
we call it stuzzichini, like a little mini focaccia,
Okay.
tramezzini, things like
Like
that.
if it was in Spain, like tapas?
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. Stuzzichini will be actually
Something like that.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
That's
So
that's
just
actually
small
very
little-
accurate. Little bite-sized.
bite-sized
Yes.
things, and you share them with people.
Correct.
Um, okay, so then the cappuccino.
Cappuccino. So again,
What kind of coffee do you use here?
we use actually Arabica coffee. The specific brand is called Mocha Arabia. This one is specifically toasted in Italy, obviously, coming from Italy. No, let's demystify some for those who really probably don't
Well, we don't know because
understand.
we're American.
When we say this coffee comes from Italy,
Yeah.
I don't care where you are in the world.
It's not the coffee
Italy,
bean.
coffee beans do not grow in Italy.
Got it.
Usually, coffee beans need kind of South
It's
Americans.
the New World,
Yes,
right?
South Americans kind
America.
of climate,
Okay.
tropical climate in order
Yeah.
to grow. So although we have similar climates in Italy, we don't have the elevation for the coffee bean to grow. So
Okay.
coffee beans do not grow in Italy. What we are good at is roasting.
Roasting.
So the roasting actually will get the organoleptic property of the coffee bean to be expressed according to what the taste profile should be.
Okay, now let me ask you this.
Please
do the
do.
coffee beans that they get in Italy, are
Yes.
they special? Like, did they say, we only want the highest quality?
Most
Or is
likely,
coffee
yes.
coffee?
Yes. Usually, actually, it depends on the producer, what type of coffee and what type of market share he wants to introduce his coffee to. So
Okay.
you can have coffee for mass-produced coffee for the general public,
Okay.
which is, probably is still a great quality,
Mhm.
but you cannot really pay so much attention to detail when you have, say, coffee that is made for 40 million people versus
Sure.
coffee that's produced for, say, 250,000 people.
Now, how about this? How about what is what makes it espresso? Not the drink, but the coffee.
Well, the word espresso really actually means express.
The fat.
So it means that it's something
Well,
like things that is really
Is it
made in
roasted
a
different? Like, is it different than French roast coffee?
French roast coffee. French roasting has a tendency to be a lot stronger than a typically fine Italian roasted
Okay.
beans. So again, the roasting is the magic is in the roasting,
Got it.
as well as obviously in the growing of the coffee beans,
So
elevations.
you
and
start
so
with
forth.
good beans, but depending upon how you roast them, it's a totally different
Absolutely,
experience.
yes.
Okay.
Depending on whatever the expression that beans that the producer wants to attain,
Yeah.
the roasting does the trick. In addition, obviously, to the condition of the terroir, just like the wine
Yeah.
of the coffee bean.
Okay. And so,
In other words, God has His own plan in
Yeah.
terms of making coffee beans.
sure.
And, letting them proliferate, and then
Yeah.
the man
Yeah. Fix them.
picks them and then
And
just
then
do a
roast
little trick
them.
with the.
How important is it for Italians to have espresso in the morning?
It's a ritual, it's a cultural thing that it's just like breathing air.
Okay. So life is better in the morning when it
Yes.
has your espresso.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I
it's-
cannot operate with no coffee.
Cannot. Now, what about American coffee?
I drink a lot of American coffee.
American
So-
coffee, well, it's I prefer. See, there is an art in the espresso. Not that American coffee is less of an art, but there is such a tremendous amount of passion and love in making it. Even if you don't have an espresso machine at home, you have
Yeah.
this little Italian cafetiera.
Yeah, right.
There's a little
silver.
Mocha.
yes,
Twisted.
a little mocha that
Yeah.
you have at home, and the smell of it, the right quantity that it takes just to put in it. You press it accordingly, and there's a kind
And
of
a little cup.
Yes.
Put it in.
Oh yes, and we don't have oversized cups at our
Yeah.
homes. We have the right size cup,
So
as
when
you
go to
would find it in
Starbucks,
Italy.
do you go to Starbucks?
Yeah, I do.
Do you order like venti size?
No, I order grande.
Okay. So
Or
that's the
tall.
medium, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been
But
to
if you're
some
in Italy
rocks.
and you order a 20-ounce espresso, what do they
It
say?
doesn't exist.
No,
Crazy?
It doesn't say. It's one size. That is what it is for cappuccino or
Only-
espresso.
Only,
If somebody came into a bar in Italy and said, I want a venti espresso, would they say you're just a crazy American?
yes.
They probably give you 20 single espressos. That's what
They said, let's see you drink them.
Although, it is very important to note that right now, if you go to Italy, even the big cities or small cities, doesn't matter. We have now different sizes of, say, latte or cappuccino. We just call it different ways. Like, for instance,
So what would
you
this
can have
be?
an espressino, which basically is a little bit of like a mini cappuccino, an espressino.
Okay.
So espressino basically is a shot of espresso with a little bit of milk and foam milk,
Okay.
which is not as big as the cappuccino, but it's kind of in between
Okay.
a real cappuccino
Now,
and espresso.
is this the
This is
right
typical
size?
size, yes, European
This is the official
/
cappuccino
Italian.
size.
Correct.
Okay. Now, I also was told by Marco Bianco at Del Toro that
Yes.
you go have dinner, you might have an espresso, but you don't. It's not like American style where they keep coming back saying, "Would you like more?" Like
That is
coffee.
correct, yes. It's one shot deal. You have espresso or double espresso, depending on the level of energy that you
Yeah.
want to
But not a lot. Of
express. Yeah, but no, it's not. You just don't go and refill over and over and over.
So
It's just a
it's in
pleasure.
America.
You get it
They're in
right
Italy,
there.
and they can have a little more.
Yes,
You
when
must
you
be
usually
American.
when you go to an Italian house, you see, would you like a coffee? We just use the word
Right.
coffee, so
But
we
that
make
means
the coffee
espresso.
means espresso.
And what is American coffee?
Well, American
They
coffee.
say an Americano.
See,
Like espresso with water.
if you were to go in Italy and you see an Americano in the big cities, they will understand, meaning there's a shot of espresso elongated with hot water. The same idea applies in the United States, but if you go in a small city in Italy, they look at you, so what is an Americano? They have no clue. So what in the heck is an Americano? So it's,
Okay.
there are, a lot of similarity, but yet a lot of unknown things based on where in Italy you go.
Got it.
And that's the fascinating thing, that everybody thinks it is right and everybody thinks it is wrong. So it's really not right or wrong. It's really, when
what
you
they
go
do
around
here,
and you travel,
Right?
and you'll
What
understand.
they do here. Wherever you are, it's how they do it here.
Yeah, that is correct.
Like
When you go in
pizza-
Rome, do it like the Romans do.
Pizza in Naples is different than pizza in Rome. Right?
Completely different, yes. And the reason why we can state so is because if you have being in Rome, and if you have been in Naples,
Yeah.
and you have been able to be privileged enough to see the differences, then you can say, in Rome they have thin crust,
Uh-huh.
and in Naples they're kind of a chewier and kind of fluffier crust.
Okay.
It's a different style.
Got it.
No one is right, no one is wrong. It's just the
It's just how they
style
do it
that
there.
the region
Okay.
wishes to have, and that's what they've been accustomed to.
Now, let's talk about these for a second.
There we go. Now we bring the cannoli.
Right. So this is this the size here? Is this how you do
No,
cannoli
that's
here?
the mini cannoli. We only
Okay.
do for special occasions. We
Okay.
don't,
So you do the full size.
We can
Yeah.
do
Normal.
full size too. Those are a little cuter,
I like
bite
these,
size.
yeah.
They just literally those are bite size. You
Yeah.
just put like a mouthful in your mouth.
So
should
this is
explode
like 2
with
bites
ricotta
though, right?
cheese.
Yeah,
Well,
we fill them up
to
to
real
order.
Italians, one bite.
Real?
Yeah, we fill them up to order, something that gets soggy, keeps them nice and crispy.
Okay.
You know.
Now that
Yes.
reminds me about limoncello.
Okay.
Well, how do they do limoncello in Italy?
Well,
What do you
homemade
have?
limoncello is very simple, and also industrial limoncello should not be really that different from homemade limoncello. Ingredients are very few. First of all, you need the best lemons in the world.
Which are from Sicily.
That we know, to our knowledge, obviously, south of Italy, not because you want to just be from, pro south of Italy, the climate allows
Okay.
to do so
Not
for the
from
lemons.
Abruzzo.
Not necessarily from, but you might find few lemons in Abruzzo.
I mean,
But there's wheat there, right? So they make a lot of pasta, right?
Yes,
So-
actually,
Yeah, they do.
Abruzzese, they're really
Yeah, they do check
prone to make
pasta,
pasta and so on and so forth.
Okay,
But
but so the limoncello.
lemons, you go back to Naples or Positano or the Campania region,
And are
to be
these
more
big?
specific.
Or not, just regular.
Sometimes you go to Sicily, are even bigger size.
Okay.
But what allows is, the terroir, so the land and
Got
the
it.
dirt that really allows that.
are you making
climate.
limoncello? You used to be making limoncello.
Yes, I used to make limoncello here for Panevino. Occasionally we make it. So you need the best lemons,
Okay.
and you need the skin of the lemons. Now it's very important not to include the white part of the skin,
Just the
Just
yellow.
yellow.
the yellow.
How do
And
you
why
do
is
that?
that? Well, you have a good
I would say it
peeler.
absorbs the flavor. Is
No,
what my
actually,
guess would be.
what the white part of the lemon does actually, it adds bitterness
Oh,
to it. So
okay.
we'll make the product bitter than it should be.
Okay.
So if you stay away from the white part of that, the rind, and you just
So do you
include,
scrape off the yellow? Is that how you
you
get
just
the yellow?
peel the yellow very carefully. Or with a peeler or with a
Peeler.
knife, if you're
Okay.
skilled, you
Okay.
can use a knife, otherwise you use a peeler.
Yeah.
The less white you have, the less chances that a bitter product will come out.
Okay.
And the idea is really to macerate or to marinate the lemon peel or the rind
Yeah.
into the alcohol. In this case, we use Everclear. You can use vodka. You can use any kind of plain alcohol. Sugar. So we make like
Okay.
a simple sugar made out of water and sugar.
Okay. You don't just pour sugar.
No, what we
No.
made is simple sugar. So we basically you make the water boil, then you add the sugar
Okay.
until the
So
right
it's
consistency is
fully-
attained.
Okay.
Like you want the right thickness of it. You don't want it too thick, you don't want it too liquid. And that will give you the right consistency to limoncello final product.
Okay.
So
Now,
that's
do you
the
put the
trick.
lemons in the limoncello, or is it just lemon skin?
See, we probably don't believe, and I can speak for myself, and I think Chef would agree
Yeah.
with that. The purpose of having the lemon peel into the alcohol is to let the lemon peel essential oil
Right.
to just be absorbed from the alcohol. Usually this is a period, I do it, my mom's recipe is 21 days,
21, not 20.
not 20,
Not
21, it's
22.
3 solid weeks,
Okay.
7, 14, 21. Okay.
Okay.
And you can do a month, you can do it more, but again, there's only so much you can extract from lemon
Right.
peel until
Okay.
they just then start to decompose.
Yeah.
So
And then it kind of looks not good.
correct. And then the flavor will become affected by it,
Ah.
by oxidation and by a little bit of bitterness.
Okay.
So once the idea is really to take the lemon peel, let the essential oil of the lemon, aka
Right.
flavor profile
Right.
of the lemon peel, to be onto the alcohol, and then you discard the lemon peel because at this
Yeah.
point they are
Yeah.
they've
Right.
done their job.
Okay, now I don't think I was paying attention. What happens to the actual lemon?
What we do with the actual lemon, we do lemonades.
So you don't use the lemon?
Oh yes, the lemon itself. We squeeze the lemon juice out of
You
it.
use the lemon juice,
Yeah,
but
because
you
at
don't
that
put
point-
the lemon in for the same reason as
No.
the
No, because
the
what
white
you're
part.
left with is just the white part of the lemon, and that is a no-no.
So you squeeze out the
limoncello.
juice, you put that into the
You make
Alcohol.
lemonade, you make lemon dressing, you make lemon vinaigrette, whatever you want to make. out of it.
So, but the question is what you do with the lemon?
With the limoncello. Do you use the
No,
lemon
we
in the
only use,
limoncello?
you use only the skin
No.
of the lemon.
So limoncello is only the skin.
Yeah, okay, let's recap
Okay,
very
yeah,
quickly. So
okay.
we want to make this very clear.
We're American.
So
We don't
yeah, you
understand.
need your whatever your preference in alcohol, whatever it is. In this case, we use 80 proof, separate clear,
Okay.
because it's just plain. It's just
Right.
grain alcohol.
Yeah, you don't want it to have any flavor.
any
No.
flavor. So we use that. Then we use the lemon peels.
Okay.
Then we use white sugar. You can use different sugar
water.
if you wish, and then water. As basic as this.
Wow.
Lemon peel marinates 21 days
Yeah.
in the alcohol. Then we discard lemon peel. We filter that alcohol.
You throw
Put it on
that-
the side.
you
Throw
throw
the
that.
peels away. If you
And-
want, you can caramelize the peel. If you don't want to throw away the peels, what do? You caramelize the peel and use the peels for like a dessert decoration.
Got it.
Or in America, you use that as a added decoration to the espresso if people want to have their
Got
lemon
it, right.
rind. So, but you can use that
Okay,
instead of
and then,
discarding.
as you're saying, you use the lemon itself for something different.
Something
Lemonade,
different.
whatever.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Ah, okay,
So basically, then you join, after you made a simple syrup, water and sugar, simple sugar
how
cools
many
down.
lemons would you use in a liter?
Usually it's about 1 kilo of lemons for about, depending on the recipe. My mom's recipe is about 700 to 750 grams of sugar per 1 kilo of lemon and 1 liter of
Water.
and 1 liter of alcohol.
Okay.
So the ratio is 1
So
liter
you
of
end
alcohol.
up with about what, almost 2.5 liters
That
altogether?
is correct. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And the sugar is really dictated by the quality of the lemon.
Okay.
So then you can really
All
adjust
right.
with sugar.
So my hunch is a lot of people here think that you use the lemon juice.
No, there's no lemon juice whatsoever. A, because it's too acidic, and B, we don't want to have a lemonade. We want to have
If you wanted
limoncello.
lemonade, you'd have one.
But
Yes.
then the lemon is not pasteurized, so it's gonna go bad if you got raw lemon juice inside the thing.
But not
It'll go
lemon
bad.
peel.
Lemon peel.
Again,
Because that's a
The alcohol
oil, right?
preserves
Yes.
the lemon.
Okay.
That's
the
what it
idea
is.
again is to extract the natural oil,
Yeah.
or the essential oil, the lemon peel, and that's what really gives the lemon flavor to the lemon.
That is a great lesson. Oh, that's a great lesson. Let's talk about Panevino.
Panevino.
So this is one of the great Italian restaurants or
Yes.
Italian American restaurants in Las
Italian and
Vegas.
Italian American, yes.
Yes,
However we
correct.
want to look at it. It's we really
I would
don't.
have said Italian, but when we first were talking, I said, well, we're Italian and American.
Yes,
Right.
well, the reason being, we don't want to put any label on it. We don't want to be Italian or Italian American. We want to be for the people.
But you're not Chinese.
We're not Chinese for sure.
German.
No. But however, this is very important to
Okay.
state. Our philosophy as Italians is to cater to the guest needs. Doesn't matter what those might be.
Okay.
In other words, if you come here, we are Italian.
Right.
You won't disrespect the chef, unlike many restaurant feel.
Yeah.
If you ask the chef, can you make us sushi? We might be able to make this if the chef has the ingredients. Now the reason being, you don't disown us, or you don't kind of put us in a bad spot. If
Right.
you ask for sushi, we are actually happy to make this because the intent of Italian hospitality is to cater to the guest needs, regardless of what those might be. If we
Okay.
don't do that, then we have defeated the purpose of hospitality. So this is
And
what
so
we believe in.
That goes back to the beginning when you brought the plate of cannoli out and said, if you come into an Italian home,
Yes,
they treat you with food, coffee, whatever.
that is correct.
And that's how we do it here.
Yeah, so the intent is really to be hospitable. Sometimes we forget about that word and the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
We want to be hospitable, so it doesn't matter what the guest asks for. Of course, we would love to offer
Okay.
with pride Italian products, because that's what we specialize in.
Right.
But if the guest wishes to have something that is not usual or typical Italian, and we can make it, why say no to the guest?
Right. Okay.
It would
Now,
defeat the purpose
that
of
reminds
the
me,
Sometimes, let me explain this. Sometimes, maybe we say no. The reason why we say no because we don't want to cook like imitation food.
oh,
We're trying to be the most original as possible.
God. So if they said we
If a
want
guy
Irish
comes to me and make a sushi, yeah, we do it with all our heart, the hospitality,
Yeah.
like I mentioned, but I cannot guarantee
right.
they're going to be 100%.
Okay.
Like a
Like-
Japanese guy doing
Yeah.
or Chinese guy
Right.
doing whatever.
But nobody ever comes in here asking for sushi, right?
We have had
No.
a few people actually,
Okay.
and we have delivered.
Okay.
Chef has delivered. So
I have a friend that likes coming here. He's English. His name is
Okay.
Dominic Morocco.
Okay.
Okay?
You know him?
No.
You don't recognize him? Okay. He keeps a low profile. He drives, I think he has a Lamborghini or Ferrari.
That was very low.
I believe I know.
Short,
Yes,
bald.
bald gentleman.
Okay.
Yes, I know exactly. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
So if you
Very nice
he
gentleman, very nice guest. Yes,
orders nice wine.
yes. It is actually a very nice guest. Very respectful, very nice guest. We like
He
it very
lives
much.
over near here. This is where he likes to come.
Yes.
He takes people to someplace special.
We know exactly who
This is
you're
who
talking
it is.
about. Yes.
Good guy, really good guy.
But going back to Panevino, okay, the heart of Panevino is, Panevino was conceived by Mr. Marnell, Tony Marnell, which is not
One of
only
the
known
big
as a
families
great,
in Las
great,
Vegas.
yes, big name in Las Vegas, although you will never know by his very humble demeanor. He's a very, very special man, very humble gentleman. He's an architect, he's a builder.
Yeah.
He has done a lot to
Right.
this city in
Yeah.
order to improve the city.
Yeah,
Many landmarks here have been
sure, absolutely.
designed and built by him and his team. And one of his objectives was also in this business park here to create an amenity that will reflect not only his culture,
Uh-huh.
but also to give an amenity to all the people around here, the tenants,
Right.
and to also make kind of a statement of being Italian, and we can offer what people are asking for if they're asking for Italian.
And you
So-
do that here two ways, because you have this restaurant, and then you have the
deli.
deli.
Yes.
And so if it's somebody who works in here and they just want something quick, they
Yeah,
go to
we
the
do.
deli.
That is correct.
Yes.
But if it's for a power lunch, like when I got here, there was still a lot of business deals,
Yes.
important things being done here.
Yes, we call Panevino the complete restaurant, and
Okay.
what we mean by that is like you can come here and you can have, say, a slice of pizza on the go, or go to deli, have a quick sandwich, or you can come to the fine dining restaurant, have a 5-course gourmet meal with wine pairing, and you have a 4 hours or even longer degustation menu.
Yeah.
So we call it that we're a complete restaurant because we are able to do either or. And the idea is to cater to all guests, regardless of their background,
Yeah.
the level of what they can afford. It's again, we want to be hospitable. We want to be able to cater to the guest needs.
I understand the kitchen here is about equal to any of the kitchens in the big casinos. Is that
Even
right?
better, even better.
I
work-
mean, to the best. I mean,
yeah,
this
I,
is-
I work in the casino in Las Vegas. I work in Caesar's Palace. I was the executive chef at the Stratosphere. 20 years ago here, or 25 years ago, I was really bad about culinary
Uh-huh.
technique and things like that. Now, for the past 20 years, thank you for the Food Network. They put together all these chefs. They give importance to be a chef. Before it was not
I see.
that big deal to be a chef.
But you don't have tattoos, because they now have tattoos.
No, I don't have a tattoo. But today you got tattoo, you got.
But
so
they don't have
different-
tattoos in Italy, right? Is that
Yes,
big?
yeah, we
Is
got
it?
some.
He
But
is
not
actually,
like here, right?
he's growing. He's a
Growing.
growing movement there.
Yeah.
It's growing movement, and I think that's part of just the new generation. What
New generation, yeah.
What they embrace as far as status symbols and.
Do they have tattoos like here? It's not uncommon to see Italy.
You know what? One thing I have to say.
Italian American.
But yeah, so they don't have
No.
Italy in Italy.
One thing that actually I stressed very much with my parents is like the level of patriotism that Americans and Italian Americans have,
Yeah.
and we don't necessarily have in Italy. And that's really what struck me. When I came to the United States, I really saw like the level of patriotism that Americans have, and Italian Americans have. And this is not necessarily true for Italians per se when you go to Italy. Yes, we love Italy. Yes,
Right.
we are Italians, but somehow it doesn't look like we are so proud to be Italian as Americans are proud to be
Right.
Americans. The Italian Americans are proud to be Italian Americans. So I think that we should grow that movement in Italy as well, because it's a beautiful thing to embrace your culture, where you're from,
Yeah, I'm going to.
without being cocky. It's a beautiful thing.
Um,
You agree, sir?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful, just yeah, we're Italian. It's a beautiful thing. But we see this here, not necessarily in Italy.
By the way, to get back to the question you
yeah.
asked me about the kitchen and Panevino, this and that. Yeah, here, like Vincenzo said, but Tony Marnell is Italian, he got passion for food. He dream about food, he live about food. So the philosophy of Panevino always is you just give me the best, simple food, good food, and that's it. This is what I want.
Uh-huh.
So in the back of the house here, we got a ton of people working here. Compared to a lot of restaurants in town, they purchase a lot of things. They buy a lot of bases. They buy a lot of stuff.
Got it.
Here we do everything in the house.
Nice.
That's the difference.
Okay.
We don't use base on soups, vegetable base, chicken stock base, beef base. We don't use
You use real
base. We make everything fresh in the house.
Nice.
And then you see the
And
difference.
so you
And
need
you
to have
can
a
taste
real
it.
kitchen to do that.
Yes, but you need an
Not a
army to
heating
do
thing.
that. We need a lot
So,
of people to do that.
so that, okay, I mean, that's why you have such a good kitchen.
Yes.
Because you can't produce high quality stuff without a good kitchen.
Yes,
Exactly.
and that's why the equipment that we have here rivals also the even the most modern kitchen in the hotels. And this was
I
the
heard
idea of
this
Mr.
I heard
Marnell.
that this was equal to the
Or-
best places.
He rivals
$3 million kitchen. 3 million. I don't exaggerate you. $3 million kitchen.
He rivals many kitchens on the strip, and Mr. Marnell had this vision because he wanted to get the best of the best.
Yeah.
To be able to give the best of the best to people, you gotta have everything that is possibly available in order for us to deliver what the guests
Okay.
are asking for.
I want to come back to that, but this is what you were just talking about, Pride.
Yes.
So this is a site called We the Italians. This is the mega Italian site.
Okay.
This is produced out of Rome. So I don't know if you can read that.
Yes, per migliorare la tua navigazione su okay. This is something that,
So
yes, of course.
we're now doing stuff with them, and the link to this magazine is going to be on the cover on the homepage of this website.
Beautiful.
And his whole thing is sort of what you were saying is we Italians need to be more like these Italian Americans who have pride
Yes.
in being Italian, and they're not even Italian, they're Americans.
Yes.
But they're very proud to be Italian.
Italians, yes.
And so that's what this site is. And
Thank you for sharing this because this is something that we'll explore.
Yeah,
It's
this is
very much of interest to me.
so it's
With Italians, beautiful. See,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful statement right there.
yeah. So and he's in Rome, Umberto Mucci.
Beautiful thing
Yeah.
for us to explore and to learn that this kind of way of looking at our culture is coming
Yeah.
up.
So the next issue, the September issue, is going to have underneath Ciao Tutti, We the Italians.
Vive Italia.
That's a beautiful statement right there.
And
Good.
some people,
No, no,
who were-
Italiano. We the Italian.
I
yeah,
understand.
No,
in English though.
I speak Italian. Funny
But
guy.
some people are saying you need to have on the cover Italy somewhere. Because if it just says Ciao Tutti, people don't know.
what they might be.
Yeah. If they see the magazine around town, because we have this in about 150 locations around town that you can pick it up. It's mailed to all the members of the club, and about 1,000 people every month. But putting underneath it, We the Italians, and then featuring Rome. So it's going to be international. It's
Okay, that's really intriguing. We Italian, the Italian magazine. So they
Well,
Something
hopefully we
along
don't
those
have to
lines.
say it's the Italian magazine because they know that. But that's what we're doing, and
beautiful.
Marnell family has been big, important people in making Las Vegas what it is, and we think Las Vegas is one of the 7 great cities in the world. What do you think about that?
I thought you were going to say
Today.
it was going to be
Today.
one of the 7 wonders of the world.
7 great
which would be
cities today,
I would not disagree with that
okay?
statement.
And it's because we build things here that they don't build anywhere. Number one.
Yes.
Okay, now you can go to China, you can go to Dubai, but what I've been told by construction guys here is the craftsmanship is not the same. So you go to Dubai, you get within 10 feet, and you start seeing that the joints don't match up, and it's just not
Yes.
super high quality there.
Especially with the level of attention to detail that Mr. Marnell has. When you see Bellagio, look at that masterpiece, right?
Exactly.
Or the Wayne, or look at anything that he has built during the years.
Right.
You know, it's not to just put up a building.
So you
it's just
have-
there
you
is
have the building.
passion.
This place is in the middle of the desert,
Yes.
right? I mean, it's not like Paris, where it's in the middle of the country.
Correct.
and the trains all go through Paris, and it's easy to get to Paris.
Yes.
This is 100 miles every direction.
It's
It's
an
just
island.
desert.
Yes. On the desert.
It's unbelievable.
There's no big river. It's not on the water.
Yeah.
It's in the desert. And then somehow you get 42 million people to come here with the goal of spending money. And it's because places like Panevino deliver, right? I mean,
I would
people
say
come here
so, yes.
and
Absolutely.
they expect
They
the
expect.
best.
Yes.
And this is what they get. Like Dominic Morocco comes here because he knows the guests he brings are going to be very impressed, they're going to be satisfied, their expectations are going to be met.
Absolutely.
And with also the more traveling that people are, with the economies going up, thankfully so,
Yeah.
this past year or two,
Right.
all over the world. And, when you look at the last 2 decades,
Yeah.
people have really been offered this opportunity to have a higher standards of living
Yeah.
and being able to travel.
Yeah.
So people have been exploring Europe and understanding more their culture, understanding more the food. So it is also more imperative to us to make sure that when guests are asking for the specific food, just like the one they have in Europe, we are able to deliver. And again, to do that, you need the means.
And here in Las Vegas, you can get anything you want for food, right? All
yes.
high quality food.
It's probably the mecca for
Yeah.
whatever
That's
you
what
want.
I understand
to get.
because there's so many places here
We
that
can order
still
everything.
want the best.
Yes.
You can get the best seafood.
You pay a lot of money.
tomatoes,
You pay premium money for everything, but you can get everything you want.
And that's what people want.
Yeah.
Now, answer me this question. So I had somebody said, we had a discussion, but why are Italians different from other people? What makes Italians different?
The culture, they stick together. They live together. I can give you a sample, okay? You see the Chinese population, they all together.
Right.
The colored people, black people,
Yeah.
they all together. Italians, they are all together. American, not much, because I'm living here in Anderson for 20 years. If I'm ask you how many times I speak with my neighbor,
Right. It's different.
no, one time. In Italy,
You know
you
everything.
there, you can knock the door, hey, can I borrow a pound of sugar? I forgot. Yeah, you go over there, everybody will know each other. You eat in the street, and they invite you to eat. Hey, come and eat together.
And Sunday meals.
Yes.
But let me tell you
the
what the
culture
person
is
said,
stick
because I
together.
want to get your opinion of this. This guy said, here's the difference between Italians and other people. Italians have the ability to think of something in the brain. Think about Italian fashion, cars, clothes, food, wine. These are things people thought of, and other people didn't make. If you think about it disproportionately, who has many really good-looking cars?
I was going to say, actually, this was going to be part of my kind of statement that, what makes a difference between Italians and other people,
Yeah.
most other culture, is that there is that kind of genome in Italians that, or a gene expression, so to speak, that if we want something that bad, we will find a way to make it happen, and we don't give up until that
Okay.
happens.
Somebody else told me that Italians don't stop till they exceed expectations.
Yes.
Where other people, like let's say Irish food, Scottish food, not food that you see at a lot of restaurants. They do it because you eat to survive. It's not, you don't go beyond. Where like Italians have passion in it. They want to. It's more than just calories and.
Yes, absolutely. Like, food for us is not just, the art of making food, it's also the art of sharing food.
Okay.
Because making food just for one person, two people, will not be just the same as making for 20, 30 people and seeing the reaction, the happy face of these people. So it just goes above and beyond the whole creation. It's about the pleasure you get when you offer to these people and,
And
the
they enjoy it.
communication, the sense of camaraderie you get
Okay.
from it. So therefore, you strive to get to be the best of the
Exceed
best.
expectations.
Yes.
Not to show to anybody, just to,
Right.
because you know that it's
You
possible,
take pride
you're
in
gonna
it.
go for it.
Yeah.
It's about pride. It's about our philosophy. Is my philosophy. When you get up in the morning, do you have a purpose? You gotta have a purpose and go for it and make it happen.
Now,
Do good and
do
make it
most
happen.
people today in Italy have that, or is that more of people who come here?
Yeah. Well,
I think they do
so.
have it, but the the state of economy and the state of
hard.
general the state of the country is kind of putting things down a little bit and demoralizing people a little bit. But their drive is still in there.
Okay, now let me ask you this: wine. When do people start drinking wine?
I will not say this publicly. Otherwise
No,
I'll go to
because
jail.
it's legal. In Italy.
Well, put it this way:
Every
when
age.
I
They don't ask you
was
for license or
No,
driver's
but I mean
license.
when you were a kid.
I think you can.
Yeah. So when I talked to Marco, who grew up on a winery, his family had a winery. He said, "Well, always." And I
Always.
said, when I was born, my parents would put a drop of wine,
And the water.
and then as I got older, it would be more wine, less water. So
Yeah.
when I was a
Yes.
teenager, then it was wine.
you got the right recipe. As
Yeah,
you got older.
But he said, well, you don't put water in wine.
No.
But he said, we don't put water in wine.
No,
He said,
we don't.
I said, when you're 2, you're drinking wine? He said, yeah, but just a little bit.
Yes, actually, funny story is, like say when I was 5, 6, obviously your parents or your grandfather doesn't say drink wine, but let's say you're sitting at the table next to grandpa,
Yeah, he says.
and grandpa's got the wine in summer with the peaches in it.
Okay.
So what you do is you're curious, 5, 6 years old, you grab the glass and you sip it.
Yeah.
Your grandfather's not going to say put this down. Say, don't worry, try it, see what it is. See, but this is
Right.
what allows us to not crave
Right.
alcohol when you're 21.
Because it's not forbidden.
Because it's not
You
for
grow
me. You
up-
had to say, who cares? I had it when I was 5.
So you don't
it's a
drink
different way of
those
looking at life.
excess.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Well, what have I missed that you want to talk about? Because I know we've taken a lot of your time.
Well, no, we just want to thank you so very kindly for allowing us this privilege to express
Well, it's our
who
privilege.
we are.
I mean, it's our honor to be having the time to talk to you.
Thank you, and we really mean it. Thank you for giving us a platform to not only express who we are, but also to give us a shot on putting Panevino onto the map, so
Yeah.
to speak, so guests or more guests are aware of
Yeah.
the fact that we exist, and we are simply here to cater to the guests' needs, whatever those might be.
Okay.
And so thank you so kindly for giving us this opportunity.
Here's what we need to do next. We need to get you to the Italian American Club. The first Wednesday of every month is our members meeting. So we have
Okay.
about 150 members come to meet. And I'm the vice president. So I get to
So
you know,
Spano is who's the
Ben Spano is the maitre d'.
still there?
Yeah.
Oh, the Metro Diaz.
Yeah, so
Oh.
okay.
And
We know
Jim
Ben, yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Joe Gerard?
Yeah, so they run the food and beverage at the club.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I'm vice president of the club. I'm on the board.
Okay.
Very
Angelo
good.
Casaro is the president of the club. His daughter was having lunch over here today.
Very good.
Okay.
And so the first Wednesday of every month is our monthly members meeting. So all the members come and you get to see people. And I think if you come to that, and I introduce you, and you can talk about Panevino.
Yes, I think we will go. Mario and I
So
will
I'm going to send you
gradually
an
come.
email to remind you.
Yes.
August, last week was the first Wednesday, but we take vacation. So the
Okay.
club,
Okay.
You
we
should.
don't have it.
As good Italians, you should.
We have to. We have to do so. That's what we learned, right? So, but the first Wednesday in September 2nd,
Yes.
6:30, and
We will do that.
it's important to do that
We will
because
do that.
The people who come to the club and the club members know them.
Yes.
Then it's I know you. I'm gonna come to your place.
Yes. We will do
Yeah.
that, and we are making this statement live here
Okay.
on the YouTube, so
All
we
right.
will maintain that promise.
Okay. I'm going to send you an email just to
Yes.
make sure. Now, I have one last question.
Yes.
Sauce or gravy?
Sauce, please.
Sauce all the way. We don't know what gravy is in Italy. We understand now. Coming from Italy, we have learned the difference, or not learned the difference, because there are so many different, way of explaining, from Italians, Italian American Italians, that we really still don't get
Yeah.
what the truth is about gravy. But we will say, anywhere you go to Italy, is sauce, salsa, which is not Mexican salsa.
Right.
It's a different story.
Now,
But
what do they say in Sicily though? It's like sugo or something.
Sugo.
yes,
Yeah.
sugo.
Same thing as salsa?
Pretty much.
Just with their dialect or what?
Sugo is a general word to call it. It can be sugo di pomodoro, sugo di carne. Sugo, the literal transfer for sugo is juice.
Juice.
So it can be tomato
Sugo.
juice, meat juice. Depending on if you combine the sugo with the meat and tomato, then you have sugo di carne al pomodoro.
Oh, okay.
So
Got it.
sugo is a general way to say, sugo di
Okay.
pomodoro, sugo di carne con
Or you just say
pomodoro,
soup,
or sugo.
or
Yes.
some dialect.
And depending on the region, the tradition, this sugo comes to be known as such based on what the traditions of the specific place are.
Got it.
Then you don't have to specify. It's sugo, they know what it is.
Okay.
But each
So-
region is a way of looking at sugo.
I grew up in California, in the Bay Area, and so there it was sauce. But when I talk to people from the East Coast, especially New Jersey, it's gravy.
Gravy, yes.
And I don't understand why they call it gravy.
See, if you don't understand, imagine us. So,
Imagine us. Well,
but I think we like this kind of mystery still around it.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to go back and forth. Oh no, this is the way it should be. The only thing that we still cannot wrap, or at least I still cannot wrap my head around it, is which is a beautiful thing. It's just funny to mention that the pride of Italians will never show more when you talk about food than moms. In other words, when you say to an Italian, this is the way it should be, the other Italian will say, no, this is the way it should be, because my mom recipe is the best of the best. So you can never find a point of agreement.
Yeah. I
With
get
respect
it.
to which mom cooks the best, because no mom will be better or will be less worth in cooking
Right.
than somebody else's mom.
Every
In
mom
your eyes,
is
every
different.
mom is the best of the best. So that's a beautiful thing. There's a beautiful
Yeah.
argument back and
Right.
forth every time.
That reminds me, my grandmother came here. She grew up in Chicago, and she only knew people from Abruzzo. But then she ran across a woman from another part of Italy, and they both spoke different dialects, and they got in a big argument because my grandmother said, "You don't speak Italian, I do." And the other one said, "No, I speak Italian." And they just hadn't had any experience of that because they were just from that little part. But
Thank you.
thank you very much for your time. I'm going to have one of these now. So
Thank
just
you. Please
just
enjoy.
one-
Just say just one bite and let the
Put this whole thing in
ricotta
my
just
mouth.
coat. Yes.
Very
coat
good.
Your taste buds.
So,
And
Vincenzo,
thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Signor
Chef,
Bevilacqua.
thank
Grazie.
you.
Thank you to the
Oh,
viewers
yeah.
and
What
give
we
us
need
an
you to do
opportunity
is to give an Italian to the people in Italy that speak Italian. I need you
Yes.
to sign off while I'm having
So, to the viewers, grazie
Okay.
per averci ascoltato, per averci visto, per averci dato un'opportunità di esprimere le nostre opinioni e concetti, and to the Americans, Italian Americans and Americans, Italians, to give us an opportunity to use this platform to express who we are and showcase Panevino. Hopefully, we will see you in Panevino very soon, and we'll be able to personally cater to your needs. Thank you so much.
And Mario,
What I want to say
in
is,
Italian.
in Italia, voglio solo dire una cosa, vedi che tra il sud e il nord noi due ci amiamo, possiamo lavorare insieme, sono italiani, abbracciatevi tra il sud e il nord.
Bravo Mario, un abbraccio, bravo. That's good. Non più differenze
Oh,
tra
no,
il sud
più
e il nord,
differenza.
siamo tutti italiani.
Tutti
Viva
italiani,
l'Italia!
viva l'Italia. Ok?